Woo! This is the fight guy. I'm Guy, and UFC London's kicking off in just about an hour and some change, and I'm going to give you my predictions for the entire card. High IQ predictions in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I'm going to run through this entire card. I'm going to let you know who I think is going to win each and every single one of those fights. And to put the icing on the cake, I have a Poirier shirt. I have a Dustin Poirier t-shirt on. You know what that means. It has nothing to do with London, but it means I'll be as good as I possibly can without being the best. So I'll probably miss one fight on this entire card, but I know who's going to win every matchup. Let's get into it, starting with the first fight on the prelims. Chanel Dyers taking on Ravenna Oliveira in a fight where Ravenna Oliveira is probably going to lose a boring decision 29-28. We're going to go with Chanel Dyer to win that fight. We'll move on to the next one. Shamrock is taking on Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. And I've been back and forth with this one. Shamrock doesn't have hardly any fans, including in his home country, where he's going to be fighting out of in London in just about an hour. He's actually going to be fighting in 2 hours from when this video is recorded. I'm going to pick Shamrock to win this fight. I'm taking a risk. He's got a slick submission game. His last fight was a letdown, but I'm expecting to see a lot more out of him. Putting all my eggs in one basket. If Shamrock doesn't show out today, sell your stock. It's over for Shamrock. Next fight, a fight I'm excited for. The first fight I'm fired up for this entire card, and that's going to be a heavyweight bout between Louis Sutherland and Brando Perisic. In a fight where I'm going to go with the Scottish nomad Louis Sutherland. I like this guy. He does his own promos. I didn't see his own a promo for this fight, but you know, he did his own promo for the Walker fight he was supposed to, and the fight before that. I like Louis Sutherland. He's down to clown. He's from Scotland, some of the meanest, toughest, grimiest people out there. No offense given. I'm going with Louis Sutherland to get a round one knockout, and we'll move on. Middleweight fight, Mantas Kondratavičius. I almost nailed that one. Antonio Tricoli, middleweight bout here. I think Montes might be, is he making his debut here at 26? Let's take a quick peek. Yeah, this is going to be his UFC debut. That's what I thought after a round one knockout in September from the Contender Series. We're seeing Montes again. I'm going to go with the Lithuanian to win this fight. He's got about 9 years of youth over the Brazilian. There is a reach disadvantage of about 5 inches, but I don't think that's going to fare too big of a problem. I think Montes is going to get another knockout here. We'll move on to the next fight, another heavyweight fight. Mario Pinto is taking on Felipe Franco, who I believe is a light heavyweight. I don't know the details on this fight. Call me a casual. I've been a little bit out of the circuit this week, but Felipe's finished all the fights he's won. Actually, all of his fights, not a single one have went the distance, including the one loss he has, which did come via submission. He's making his UFC debut. We haven't seen him since September when he lost his Contender Series fight due to submission in the third round. Was it a submission in the third round? Yeah, submission in the third round. Yeah, that's what we thought. I'm going to go with Mario Pinto. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here. I think Mario Pinto obviously has the power to put him out. He's a natural heavyweight. Felipe Franco, light heavyweight, lighter man skill, possibly. We might see a little bit of wrestling here early. But I'm going to go with Mario Pinto, even though that's probably not the pick. That's probably the one fight I'm going to get wrong in this entire card, Mario Pinto. We'll move on. Nathaniel Wood's taking on Lucin Queta. I'm going to go with Nathaniel Wood. He's a dog. I don't know much about Lucin Queta. He's got 10 knockout wins, never been submitted, doesn't have any submission wins. He's making his UFC debut. Pick against the guy making his UFC debut. Give me Nathaniel Wood. Easy fight to pick. Last fight on the prelims. Second most fight I'm excited for on the prelims. I really like Louis Sutherland. I want to see him really. I want to see what he's made out of. Pause. But Mason Jones, Axel Sola, this is a great fight. This is going to be a boxer's delight. We're going to see some beautiful combinations, beautiful boxing from both guys. Mason Jones might be my favorite unranked lightweight fighter next to Chase Hooper. Whatever. Nobody else has those two favorite fighters in the lightweight division that aren't ranked. I'm going with Mason Jones. He's going to win this fight. It's going to be gruely. It might be fight of the night. Might be fight of the night. Front runner so far. Out of all the fights, I think this one has potential to be fight of the night so far. We'll move on to the first fight. On the main card, Curtis Campbell's taking on Danny Silva. I was smelling an upset here. I was on Danny Silva's train all week. I was planning on picking him today. I was planning on rooting for him to win this fight, but I've swapped sides. I've swapped sides. If you couldn't tell by the hat, give me the red coat. Give me Curtis Campbell. Give me the younger guy. I think Curtis Campbell, I think he might pull out for this one. Might show out for this one is the right word. Um, I don't know. I mean, I do think Danny Silva's got the tools to really give Curtis Campbell a tough test. It's Curtis's UFC debut. It's in his home. I mean, I believe he's from Liverpool, but it's in London. It's in the UK. You don't really get a better opportunity than this if you're British. You're fighting out of the UK, making your UFC debut, winnable fight, but it's not a layup. I think Danny can give Curtis some problems on the feet. I'm not too impressed with Campbell's striking, but we'll see how it fares up to the UFC caliber fighters. This is a great test for Curtis Campbell. I think he'll weather the storm. Give me Curtis Campbell to win this fight. We'll move on to a middleweight banger, Roman Dolidze. First time we've seen him since Fluffy got him out of there with a nasty, what was that, like a bulldog choke in the 4th round. He's taken on Christian Leroy Duncan, who's never been finished, 13-2. Only 2 losses come via decision, and he hasn't lost since RoboCop in 2024. 3-fight win streak. The last 2 have been knockouts. I'm going to go with Christian Leroy Duncan. That Eric Anders knockout aged real well after he retired last weekend. But Roman Dolidze, I heard he had some problems going into his Fluffy fight, and, that maybe made a little bit of sense after seeing his performance and how terrible he looked. But he's 7 years older than Christian Leroy Duncan. He's going to England. He's in enemy territory. I think Duncan's a more powerful striker. I'm going to go with Christian Leroy Duncan. I think this is one of those fights where it's whoever connects first. I don't think this is going to go the distance. So if you want to bet on this fight to not go the distance, I don't know what the odds on that are. It's probably not great. But give me Christian Leroy Duncan to get it done. And we move on to... This is a toss-up fight, light heavyweight fight. Iwo Baranawaski is taking on Austin Lane. The last time we saw Iwo, it was one of the greatest wars we were given all of last year. It is UFC debut in Ibo Aslan. It was a first-round knockout, but that first round felt like it was 15 minutes. All of Iwo's wins, all 7 wins do come via finish, 5 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's never lost a fight. Austin Lane, I don't believe, is a real fighter. Austin's got, with that being said, he's got a heavy reach advantage, 7-inch reach advantage, but he's 11 years older. Give me the Polish guy. I mean, fuck me. This is the easiest pick of the card. Iwo via knockout. All right, take that bet. I don't even know what the props are. Bet on that. Okay, we'll move on. Michael Venom Page taking on Sam Patterson. Give me MVP. Give me MVP. Now, I do feel like a lot of people are overlooking Sam Patterson in this fight. Sam Patterson does have a slick submission game as well. Finished nearly all of 14 of his fights. Only one of his wins did come via decision. And he's never lost via decision. He's been finished twice. Those are his only 2 losses. But I do think he could potentially lose a decision here. At welterweight too, MVP. I'm going to go with MVP to win the decision here. If he could, I don't see Sam really shooting early takedowns and having success with him if he decides to. So give me MVP. I think this is... I'll touch into it in the recap video, but give me MVP. We'll move on to the co-main event. Luke Riley. Yep, Luke Riley's taking on Michael Aswell in the co-main event. Give me Luke Riley. Need I say anything? Movsar Evloev is taking on Lerone Murphy in the main event. And give me Movsar Evloev to win this fight. Lerone Murphy's takedown defense is the worst thing I've seen since the Bush administration lying us into war in Iraq. Lerone Murphy can't grapple that well. He can get up, he can escape, but he can't really defend takedowns that well. And you're talking about the best guy in the division in terms of taking people down. Give me Movsar Evloev. I do think he's going to win a decision here, but honestly, I would not be shocked if we saw Movsar finish Lerone Murphy late in this fight. I don't know the kind of shape Lerone's going to be in if he can't get off the ground for 15-20 minutes straight. How's he going to look in that 5th and final round? Movsar, has he had a finish in the UFC? Not a single finish in the UFC. Will he get his first finish tonight? We will get our first finish tonight when we finish Lerone Murphy in the main event and upset the London crowd. Those are my predictions in 5 minutes. Let's see how I did. 9 minutes, we'll take it. 9 minutes. My predictions for the entire card. Please leave me a thumbs up. Drop a comment below. Let me know who you got. Fight starting in exactly an hour. So we'll see how I fared up, and I'll recap this entire card and give you my reactions to any of the finishes. So thank you so much for watching. Please, again, leave me a thumbs up if you haven't already. Drop a comment below, and I will see you shortly for the recap.